Everywhere in the world, people are watching. We laugh with people we've never met. We cry for strangers who will never know our names. And still, we feel close, closer than reason should allow. Each day, billions of us unlock our screens and step into a world that feels personal. A singer whispers lyrics, and it feels as though they were written for us. A YouTuber looks into the lens, eyes steady, voice warm, as if they truly see you. A celebrity smiles from a stage, and somehow, that smile feels familiar, almost like an old friend. But here lies the truth. Most of us will never meet them. They don't know our names. They don't know our struggles. They don't know our lives. And yet, we feel connected. This is the phenomenon of the parasocial relationship. A one-sided bond, where one person invests deeply, while the other may not even know they exist. It began long before TikTok or YouTube. In the 1950s, researchers Horton and Wohl gave it a name: parasocial interaction, the illusion of intimacy, when audiences felt TV hosts were speaking directly to them. For the first time, a stranger could sit in your living room each night, their voice familiar, their smile comforting. It felt like friendship, though it wasn't. Today, this bond has grown stronger. Celebrities don't only appear on stages far away. They appear in our pockets, in our hands, in our bedrooms, every hour of the day. They talk to us, they reply to comments, they laugh at memes, they whisper confessions into cameras. And for the brain, the difference between real closeness and digital closeness begins to blur. An invisible thread is woven, binding audience to influencer.fan to star. But why does it feel so real? Why do so many people need this bond? Parasocial relationships offer comfort. They can feel safer than real friendships. No judgment, no rejection. The influencer is always smiling, always present, always there. For someone who feels lonely, misunderstood, or unseen, this is not just entertainment. It can feel like salvation, and yet, hidden beneath the comfort, lies a paradox. Because this bond is one-sided. At its best, parasocial connection inspires, motivates, heals. At its worst, it fuels obsession, dependency, heartbreak. So we must ask ourselves, do we truly know these people we admire? Or only the version they allow us to see? This is the story of parasocial relationships, a story of connection, of illusion, and the fragile line between admiration and attachment. To understand why parasocial relationships feel so real, we must step inside the human brain. You know, it's fascinating. Our brains didn't evolve for this digital world we live in. They evolved for small communities, maybe 150 people max. We learned to survive by reading faces, remembering who we could trust. But something unexpected happens when we watch screens. Here's what blew my mind when I first started studying this. Your brain literally can't tell the difference. When someone on YouTube looks into that camera and says, "Hey, how was your day?" your neural pathways light up the exact same way as if your best friend just walked into the room. I see this in my research all the time. People will tell me about their favorite YouTuber the same way they talk about their college roommate. Oh, she loves matcha lattes. She's going through a rough breakup. She's stressed about her family. It feels incredibly personal. This is the parasocial illusion in action. And then there's the dopamine hit. Every time that creator hearts your comment or responds to you, your brain is like, yes, my friend acknowledged me. It's the same neurochemical reward as real social interaction. But loneliness changes everything. What I see in my practice is that people who feel isolated in their real lives, they lean into these relationships more heavily. And honestly, sometimes that's not a bad thing. For someone dealing with depression or social anxiety, these connections can be a lifeline. But here's the catch, and this is what worries me sometimes. These relationships can only go so deep. The creator doesn't know you're having a panic attack at 2 a.m. They can't hold your hand through a breakup. Right, it's this beautiful, complicated thing. On one hand, I've seen fans get motivated to change their lives because of something their favorite creator said. On the other hand, I've seen people become so invested that a creator's bad day ruins their entire week. The digital age has made this more intense than ever. Think about it. Celebrities used to be distant figures on magazine covers. Now they're posting Instagram stories from their bathroom. The intimacy feels real because, in many ways, it is real. They're sharing genuine moments. But is what we're seeing actually genuine? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Even when creators are being authentic, they're still performing. They're still choosing what to share and what to keep private. We're seeing a curated version of their humanity. Do we truly know them, or only the version they choose to show? There was a time when fans had to wait. Waiting for a movie release. Waiting for a concert. Waiting for a TV interview to learn about their favorite celebrity. Parasocial bonds were powerful, but distant. Then, everything changed. Social media arrived. Instant access. Constant connection. Intimacy on demand. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok collapsed the distance between audience and star. Celebrities no longer appear on a stage. Once in a while, they appear daily, sometimes hourly. They wake up with us in morning vlogs. They eat dinner with us in live streams. They tuck us into bed with late-night posts. This is a new kind of intimacy, one that feels closer than friendship. Psychologists call this ambient intimacy, the sense of being part of someone's life, simply by observing their updates. A coffee order, a gym routine, a tired smile. Small details. That together build the illusion of deep connection. Influencers understand this power. Many speak as if addressing one person. Hey you, instead of hey guys. They share vulnerabilities, personal stories, asking viewers about their day. This creates what researchers call parasocial reciprocity, the sense that the bond goes both ways, even when it doesn't. And the platforms amplify it. Algorithms reward intimacy. The more relatable, the more personal, the more the system pushes it forward. Intimacy becomes currency, connection, an industry. For audiences, it feels special. A single reply, a heart emoji, a shout-out can feel like true acknowledgement. But behind the screen, the influencer may be repeating it to thousands or millions. This new closeness has reshaped identity itself. Fans don't just watch influencers, they join them. Copy their fashion, repeat their slang, mirror their values. Some call influencers family, internet moms, comfort streamers, safe spaces. But closeness has a price. When an influencer falters, betrays trust, or disappears, the fallout feels like heartbreak. Fans grieve, as if they've lost a real friend, feel abandoned, betrayed, alone. In extreme cases, parasocial attachment fuels obsession, harassment, unhealthy dependency. We live in an era where intimacy is broadcast. Privacy is optional, where strangers can feel like siblings, lovers, best friends, without ever sharing a moment in the real world. The question is no longer, do parasocial relationships exist? It is. How do we live with them in a digital age that blurs every boundary? Parasocial relationships are no longer rare. They are part of our modern lives. From a teenager comforted by a favorite streamer to a global fan base united around a celebrity, these invisible bonds are everywhere. They remind us of something deeply human, our need to connect, our need to feel seen, heard, valued, and when real-life connection feels distant, many turn to screens for comfort. But the future raises questions we must consider. Already, technology blurs the line even further. Artificial intelligence creates influencers who aren't human. Virtual idols gaining millions of fans, treated as friends, mentors, even family. Soon, we may form bonds, not just with celebrities, but with beings designed to never leave us. The challenge will be balance. Parasocial connections can inspire, motivate, and heal, but they can also isolate. They can comfort and yet disappoint when the illusion shatters. Perhaps the real lesson is this: parasocial bonds aren't fake. The feelings are real, the comfort is real, but they are one-sided, and for us to thrive, we must remember real friendship, real love, real connection happen beyond the screen. Still, in every smile through a live stream, every late-night video that makes someone feel less alone, parasocial relationships remind us of the power of imagination, the ability to feel close to someone we may never meet, and maybe that closeness, even if incomplete, is beautiful. Now that we understand parasocial relationships, the question becomes, how do we navigate them healthily? Dr. Sarah Chen. The key is recognizing that these relationships aren't inherently good or bad. They're tools, and like any tool, it's about how we use them. Here are the warning signs to watch for. When parasocial bonds become unhealthy, they consume time meant for real relationships. They trigger anxiety when the creator goes silent. They lead to financial strain from excessive support. Dr. Elena Rodriguez. I tell my clients to ask themselves, am I watching this person because they bring me joy, or because I feel I need to? When it shifts from want to need, that's when we need to pause. Setting boundaries starts with time limits. Designate specific hours for consuming content. Turn off notifications that pull you back constantly. Create spaces in your day completely free from screens. Dr. Chen. Think of it like a balanced diet. A little parasocial connection can be nourishing, but if it's all you're consuming, you're missing out on essential nutrients. Real human interaction. Remember the reality behind the screen. Creators show curated versions of themselves. They have teams, bad days, and private struggles. Your favorite influencer is a person, not a character designed for you. Dr. Rodriguez. When someone says, "My favorite YouTuber gets me like no one else," I gently remind them, they don't actually know you. That feeling of understanding is one-sided, and that's okay, as long as you remember it. Diversify your emotional investments. Join local communities. Pursue hobbies that involve face-to-face interaction. Reach out to old friends, make new ones. Balance is about having multiple sources of connection, not relying on one parasocial bond to meet all your social needs. Dr. Chen. The healthiest fans I've studied use their favorite creators as inspiration to improve their real lives. They learn cooking from a food channel, then invite friends over for dinner. They get motivated by a fitness influencer, then join a local gym. Finally, practice emotional awareness. Notice when you feel genuinely happy versus compulsively checking. Recognize when your mood depends too heavily on someone else's content. Take breaks when needed, without guilt. Dr. Rodriguez. Healthy boundaries aren't about cutting yourself off completely. They're about maintaining your autonomy. You get to choose when, how, and how much you engage. Parasocial relationships can enrich our lives when we approach them mindfully. They can inspire us to be better, comfort us during difficult times, connect us to communities of like-minded people. But they work best when they complement real relationships, not replace them. The goal isn't to eliminate parasocial bonds. It's to make them work for you instead of against you. Remember, you are the author of your own connection story. These relationships are just one chapter in a much larger book. If this story gave you something to think about, hit like. Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more documentaries just like this. Your support helps us keep telling stories that matter.